Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Andy Robertson handed warning as Man City icon was put off Tottenham transfer. Second news is Liverpool in talks with Tottenham over bombshell Andy Robertson exit this month. Third news is Trent Alexander-Arnold update emerges after Real Madrid bombshell exit claim. Now details. Former Chelsea winger Sean Wright-Phillips has revealed he was discouraged from joining Tottenham after a telephone conversation with Jermaine Defoe. The timing of Wright-Phillips' revelation is interesting, as Andy Robertson is being linked with a move to Spurs. It's believed Tottenham is interested in bringing Liverpool's vice-captain to London before the January transfer window closes shortly. Wright-Phillips left Stamford Bridge in 2008 when he rejoined Manchester City and later turned out for QPR. The winger enjoyed a lengthy Premier League career, starting in Nottingham Forest's academy before moving to City. There, he established himself in the first team before joining Chelsea in 2005. He played under Jose Mourinho in London and won the Premier League title, the FA Cup, and the League Cup. In 2008, he was preparing to depart the London club as potential suitors circled. The 44-year-old has revealed that before he made his choice and returned to City, Tottenham showed interest in him, but he was put off making the move following a phone call with his mate Defoe. It was a weird situation because I always said when I left City, I would go back and play one more spell there, said Wright-Phillips, speaking on In the Mixer, brought to you by Sky Bet. I didn't expect it to come as soon as it did, because I could have still stayed at Chelsea. They weren't pushing me out the door or anything like that, they wanted me to stay. But it was because of England, they wanted you to have more game time. I had to make a decision and Spurs were floating around. I spoke to JD, but he said, it's not what you think it is. That was enough for me. I signed the deal for me to go back to City straight away. Second news is Liverpool in talks with Tottenham over bombshell Andy Robertson exit this month. Tottenham Hotspur is in talks to sign Andy Robertson this month. The Liverpool defender's contract at Anfield expires at the end of the season, but the club has entered into negotiations with Spurs regarding a possible January move. It's understood that talks are at a preliminary stage, and no outcome has yet been reached. Liverpool's appreciation for Robertson's services and commitment to the club has also been factored into the Reds thinking to potentially sell the player. The Scotland captain has fallen behind Milos Kerkez in the pecking order this season and has started just one of the last 8 Premier League matches. He recently said talks have been ongoing with Liverpool regarding his future. We'll see what happens, Robertson revealed after the recent FA Cup win over Barnsley. We've had chats now which will remain private. I've spoken to them and we'll see what happens. It's a difficult question to answer whether I'd like to stay. I've got 5 months left and we need to see the option to stay or if there's options to go and things like that. I'll sit down with my family and decide. After a stressful summer, I'm just trying to enjoy being a part of it and being a Liverpool player. I wanted to qualify for the World Cup and thankfully we've managed to do that. I need to see what myself and my family want moving forward. Robertson's potential exit would almost certainly result in Kostas Tsimikas' return this month. The Greek is currently on loan at Roma, but struggling to hold down a place in the team. Recent reports have suggested the loan could be cut short, although he has also been linked with a move Nottingham Forest. The emergence of Robertson's potential January exit have come as a surprise, given Liverpool's lack of defensive options. The Reds have just 6 first-choice options, available due to the long-term injuries to Connor Bradley and Giovanni Leoni. Arne Slot has recently faced question regarding whether he has enough depth at the back, so allowing another defender to leave was not anticipated. Robertson joined Liverpool from Hull City in 2018 and has played 363 times for the club, winning 2 Premier League titles in that period. He has helped the club win every major honour during his time at the club. Third news is Trent Alexander-Arnold update emerges after Real Madrid bombshell exit claim. A recent report states there is no truth to claims in Spain that Trent Alexander-Arnold has been told to seek a move away from Real Madrid. The defender, who joined Los Blancos from Liverpool last summer, has endured a difficult start to life in Madrid. Injuries, inconsistent performances, and losing his place in the side have all been compounded by the recent exit of Xabi Alonso from the Bernabeu. Alexander-Arnold previously admitted the ex-Liverpool midfielder was among his idols growing up. Alonso was replaced by another former Red, with Alvaro Arbeloa making the step up from Real's B team. However, several reports in Spain have claimed the new head coach is not a fan of Alexander-Arnold. Spanish publication El Nacional reported earlier this week that the 27-year-old was informed in a candid meeting with Arbeloa that he has no long-term future in Madrid and should look for a move elsewhere. The report added that Arbeloa is concerned about Alexander-Arnold's defensive qualities and fitness and does not see him as a part of his long-term plans. However, the Daily Mail has refuted these claims and, in an update on Friday, stated that there is no truth to the reports from Spain. It's approaching 2 months since Alexander-Arnold last featured for Real after he suffered a muscular injury at the start of December. He has previously played 16 times for the club, 5 of which came at last summer's Club World Cup. The right-back will receive little sympathy at Liverpool, given the fractious nature of his Anfield exit. Alexander-Arnold was booed when he returned to the club in November for a Champions League fixture. Meanwhile, Arbeloa's Premiership is beginning to recover from a rocky start. The 43-year-old suffered an embarrassing Copa del Rey defeat to Albacete last week, but Real won its 2 subsequent matches. The 15-time European champions beat Levante 2-0 before recording a 6-1 victory over Monaco in midweek that should secure Real's place in the Champions League last 16. Alexander-Arnold is expected to return for the knockout stages of the competition and should be available for selection in the next month. Last news is Arne Slot makes uneasy Mohamed Salah admission over Liverpool axe. Arne Slot admits he will find it uneasy if he has to bench Mohamed Salah again this season, but would feel the same about dropping any Liverpool player. Salah returned for the Reds this week, when playing the full 90 minutes of the Champions League win at Marseille on Wednesday, having missed the previous 7 games, while on Africa Cup of Nations duty with Egypt. It was the 33-year-old's first Liverpool start since late November, with an initial spell on the bench prompting a controversial outburst, after being unused for the 3-3 draw at Leeds United in early December, in which the forward claimed he was being made a scapegoat for the Reds' poor autumn form and had no relationship with Slot. Salah was subsequently left out of the squad for the Champions League win at Inter, before playing the majority of the Premier League victory against Brighton several days later, having held clear-the-air talks with the Liverpool head coach and apologised to the squad. And while the winger is likely to keep his place for Saturday's Premier League clash at Bournemouth, Slot accepts he will not find it straightforward should the time come to again bench the Egyptian. "I always find it uneasy if I leave a player out, and even more a player that has meant a lot for this club," said the Reds boss. "You can work with a player for a long time, and you have had success with them, but part of my job is making the decision that I think is the best for the team. But that is always an uneasy decision, not only with Mo but every single player I leave out because of the work they put in. Their quality is enough to play, so it is always uneasy not to play players." Liverpool were unbeaten for the 12 games in which Salah was either benched or absent, a run that was extended with the 3-0 triumph in the south of France. And when asked if Salah now has more understanding of the situation and the possibility of again being rotated from the starting lineup, Slot admitted he doesn't expect any player to be happy at not featuring. "I think every player knows that a manager needs to make decisions, and I think every player 99 out of 100 times is disagreeing with the manager if he doesn't play," said the Dutchman. "It should be like that because if you don't have confidence in yourself, then it is hard to play in front of 60,000 people. These players should have confidence that I am good enough to play and I should play. I am not talking solely about Mo, but everyone now. I think it is always hard for any player who is left out because they want to help and show they are able to help the team. Mo is definitely one of them. He is not a player who says, 'Leave me out for 5 times in a row.' Everyone has seen that, but everyone is the same in that regard." With Ibrahima Konate expected to remain absent on compassionate leave after the death of his father, Joe Gomez is poised to continue at centre-back, alongside Virgil van Dijk at the Vitality Stadium. Cody Gakpo, who came off the bench to score in Marseille, and Curtis Jones will both be pressing for a start, but Federico Chiesa is a doubt after picking up an injury during the warm-up in midweek. Long-term injury absentees Alexander Isak, Connor Bradley and Giovanni Leoni remain out.